Anyway, yeah, things look alright as far as I can tell so far. In another matter, more like, well, relates to police work, and substantial because these are matters involving human lives. Really, just think about it. If you let people that repeatedly kill people, murderers, serial killers, loose and keep ignoring the problem, even though you know who they are, but you can't pin them, down with evidence as a goddamn ACLU and shit. Well, that's pretty fucking bad. Anyway, mostly because I travel the world in the 7 seas. Anyway, I go in places where people don't normally go, and in that sense, I've been able to, dig out things that other people can't dig out, and convey things that other people can't convey because of they're immersed in very difficult circumstances. Anyway, so as you're aware, a few months back, I was surprised, even though I had suspicions already, but I was surprised that there was, in fact, a survivor that was willing to talk about her experiences while she had been abducted by the real Terramonkey Green River Killer. Anyway, and I don't know, this person, they detailed a horrific experience that they had been literally buried alive once they were grabbed by this evil thing. It looks like a man, a large man, heavy set, big nose, beady eyes. Anyway, long dirty hair. But after they'd been abducted and they were brought to a place, and this is the weirdest thing. It's not weird because I know this is true of a lot of serial killers. They like to have souvenirs to relive the experience of killing. They love killing so much. So this person, this killer, the true Green River Killer, even though it appears that the actual confessed Green River Killer was the one that did the deeds, this person really was involved, and they just pinned it because they're so goddamn clever on the person that's in prison right now. Mostly because they have superior abilities to manipulate. Really, really pathological. But anyway, they related how in 1982 in Washington State, while they were basically working as a hooker, prostitute, because they had grown up in a hard life. They were grabbed by this person and brought to a place and asked to sing a song to save themselves. And they refused because they'd suspected, being streetwise, that they would die if they sung a song. So they didn't sing a song, and so this enraged this person, and they buried them in a pit, and they stayed in that pit for 100 days before they dug their way out. Anyway, they were very careful to mark the number of days they were in the pit, but they was able to loosen some of the lumber and escape into the woods and found a way to the roadway and hitchhiked, even though it turns out they had pursuers. Somebody was evidently tripped off. There was a surveillance system of some type, even back then, that allowed them to, the Green River Killer, to be notified that someone had escaped their pit. But anyway, this person told of the tale, told the terrible news, and then more importantly said that the person, even though they looked different, they were sure that this person was now in Seattle, or in that Seattle vicinity, the vicinity of Seattle, and they were very afraid. So I related this information to the FBI. Said I didn't know the person's name, the woman's name, but she was very adamant about the facts. And she left the state because she was afraid for her life. Because, you know, literally, this person, who I will signify as Zeta, Terra Zeta, basically is so crafty and evil and has such a network of evil motherfuckers who she excites with her films that are snuff films, basically. She has been making snuff films. He, she, it, whatever it is. It's kind of one of those things that is able to change its identity. But because of the very, I would say, dangerous nature of the sociopath, the serial killer, which I will designate as Terra Zeta, even though that's not exactly what its name is, the name it uses, but it's enough. It's a good enough signifier that they moved out of state. Now, just today, and today is June 12th, 2013, this person rematerialized in the Seattle area and said they had basically been informing the FBI as much as they could, a debriefing sort of thing. The FBI had access to much of the material that they knew about related to the personal details, habits, and this person now is being watched closely by authorities, including the FBI and the Seattle Police Department and the Washington State Police and all their authorities, so that they're hoping they'll be able to find out where they do their deed, how they do it, and once they have enough evidence, grab them and put them in prison. And I wish they could get the death penalty, but I don't know if they'll be able to do that. But anyway, and then release the person now, assuming enough evidence can be garnered to suggest that they never really did the deed. I think primarily the true Green River killer pinned it on this person because they were chronic drunk and had frequent blackouts, which was facilitated by the true Green River killer. And then, while this person, the one that's confessed to being the killer, was unconscious, or, you know, in a coma or whatever, they did their deed. And then, but enough evidence, circumstantial evidence, was put forward through the devices of psychology, psychologists, psychiatry, and law. Lawyers are evil. You know, Shakespeare was right. First we kill all the lawyers. I don't know if that's possible, but still. But anyway. And I believe, since I've already said this before, that this dangerous person, who has accomplices, a very chief accomplice, who I designated as the orphan, which is a person I think the true Green River killer has groomed since they were very, very young, as a person that aids them in their pursuits. What they do is they kidnap, probably almost always on a Sunday. And then once they have them, they do the usual activity, that is, sing us a song and we may let you go. And once they try to sing a song, notes are made for their later pleasure, and they put them in a notebook, which they save. But and then they systematically torture them, rape them, dismember them, and then put it all on film, and it becomes a very hot topic amongst these evil motherfuckers, these perverts who love snuff films. Now, some people say snuff films don't exist. They do. Just like child porn, which is another issue. The true Green River Killer has a huge network, which I would describe as more like a terrorist network. Systematic, organized crime, and they have been using their wealth that they have acquired over the years, decades, through the sale of snuff films. The first victim that this person killed, the first victim of the true Green River Killer was a family member. And they did the same thing. They chopped them up. They tortured them. And then they dismembered them and put it on, well, at the time, Super 8. It was something like Super 8, possibly Betamax. But anyway, but here's the thing. The fact is that because they know they're being watched, being followed literally by covert agents for the FBI, and I'm actually across from the FBI's headquarters in Seattle. They are very careful, but they're very angry because they know that I have been conveying the information that's been given to me. They don't know the identity of the witness. Now there is 2 witnesses, according the first witness that came forward related their experience, but evidently there was a second witness somewhere, but we haven't met them yet. Second survivor. But they are very angry, and they have been trying to kill me. And the police have been trying to keep me out of, well, places where I shouldn't go. Hey, I work for the goddamn CIA. My job's always dangerous. But I don't think the police want me to die. Besides, I do work for other things too. I mean, I create a great conveyance of intelligence from very secret agents and organizations as far-flung as Mossad, MI6, the Soviets, some other agents, some Germans, French. Anyway, and some Chinese, actually, some dissident Chinese have been helping us too. And I convey that information so that terror plots can be stopped. It's called interdiction, sort of. Means interrupt their fucking process. But in the same sense, in the harmony with that same idea, I need to shut my fucking mouth and go about my business. But I just need to get this going here because it looks like with the debriefing that this witness has been put through by the FBI, according to them, there's enough evidence, there's a mountain of evidence now that we might be able to, the lawful authorities might be able to put this person, well, to bed. That means put him on ice forever. Not kill him, but I wouldn't. Personally, I'm not like with the ACLU. I'm not really against. If you have a murderer, sometimes an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. And in this one's case, well, you couldn't kill him enough times. But anyway, the thing is, that's just one thing. But they've been flooding the, I guess, the street with child porn, basically giving it away to excite these pedophiles so that they go out and try to grab kids. Kids are, well, for us, literally some of the most important features of this universe. I mean, children are connected with the deep and most secret things in the world. Anyway, the pedophiles have been trying to grab children. Of course, they kill them. They come and kill them. But this is being done because they want to try to busy up the police and freeze their efforts to bring the true Green River Killer to justice. But unfortunately, pedophiles are as evil and filthy and rotten as anything you can find on this planet. I mean, really disgusting. So the police are busy. Anyway, and then there's the other critters that I have to be careful with, which is terrorists, or as I say, the Dairy Queens, the demon monkeys. The true fact, demon monkeys. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta go. This is Operation Officer Windfall. I'm looking at the sun. Hey, you know John is a fucking asshole. He's my son, but he is a fucking asshole. Seriously. I mean, he has created more horror. He's the author of almost every fucking evil thing this world has seen. In fact, the entire universe, in terms of evil, comes from one source: John. I say that with all true respect. You know, after all, he is John. What am I? I'm the devil. Or as we say, the AC. I gotta go. I'm not rich because I don't want to be rich. No, that's not it. I do my best work when I'm in pain. I'm in a lot of pain right now. Signing off.